Guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a tutorial on this eye look right here, and I am wearing falsies. You guys know that they rarely make an appearance in my channel, in my videos, just simply because I don't like false eyelashes on me. I just feel like with my age, I just feel like it's just too much, but they do look good in pictures and they do look good in photos, and I absolutely love how they kind of give that something extra to the look, and so certain looks definitely call for falsies, but again, I feel like they look better with young people. I don't know, with my age, I just feel like less is more, so I rarely wear them, but I did want to try these magnetic lashes. It's the first time I have ever wore them, these magnetic ones, so I picked these up on Amazon. This is what the packaging looks like. I don't remember if I showed this or not, but yeah. So let's get on to what the video is about. We have two stars of the show. I have the Nabla palette. This is the Dreamy palette, and then of course the JEFFREE Star Cremated palette. Cannot say enough about how much I love this palette. I bought this the second, obviously on launch time, but yeah, this is going to make appearance in just about every single video. And I've never tried anything from this Nabla brand before. This is what the palette looks like. I love this color story. This is the Dreamy 1. I guess there's another Dreamy 2, which is more darker tones. But yeah, I mean, the shimmers in here have that metal foil effect. The mattes are very blendable. Yeah, sturdy packaging, nice size mirror. I went and literally bought like 6 more of these Nabla palettes, so you guys are going to see a lot more of this brand coming up because I can't wait to play in these. All right, that's it. So if you guys are new, thank you for clicking on this video. I'm Lauren Jade. I'm 58. I have mature, crepey, wrinkly skin with hooded eyes that are slightly downturned, and I'm always looking for ways to kind of cheat the system, rock my hooded eyes, and pass my tips and tricks on to you guys so you guys can rock your hooded eyes too. All right, that's it. I'm going to keep the video short. If you are new, I'd love to have you join me. Please hit the subscribe button and the post notification bell right next to it. That way YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload. And without further ado, let's get into this tutorial. All right, I went ahead and I set my eyes with MAC's Paint Pot here in Soft Ochre. And I don't know if you can see here, but it's like cracking around the ends. So it's a very dry MAC's Paint Pot. I mean, at least it is on my skin type. So I always add like a little tiny drop of Vaseline. And sometimes I have a little Vaseline on my eyes anyway, just like as a moisturizer. So I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit of that Vaseline in here just to kind of soften it up. And then I'm going to go ahead and set the primer. I'm going to use this Hoola. This is the light. I'm just going to set this mainly on this upper brow bone area right here. And then I'm going to grab a little extra. This is a NYX double-ended brush. I'm going to grab the fluffy side and just smooth it out a little bit, you know, blend it out. And while I'm here, I'm just going to grab the Hoola bronzer from the Benefit Blush Bar, and I'm just going to bronze my inner socket. So usually what I do is I just kind of throw a little bit of bronzer up here, just swirl it underneath the brow. I kind of connect the nose bridge here with the brow bone area right in here, and then just sweep it on up. That's usually what I do with this bronzer. Just working this little upper area right here, and then just dusting the rest through the socket. And I'm just going to grab a bone shade and just kind of map out my lid space just to kind of clean that up. And now you can kind of better see that little shadow crease that I kind of sculpted out with. All right, so I went ahead and I did some baking, as you can see. So because we are going to be doing a smoky eye, I'm going to be working with a lot of dark grays, dark colors. So just to catch any fallout, it's just a good little extra insurance. All right, I'm going to start with this Dreamy palette. I just got this. This is my first ever Nabla palette, and I am hooked. I went and ordered 6 more. I know, so you're going to see a lot of tutorials with this brand, but I'm telling you, these shimmers have that metal foil effect. The matte's blended. You've got a nice size mirror. I love, love, love this packaging. Nice, thick, sturdy cardboard. So yeah, loving everything about this. And of course, they got great color stories. This one is the Dreamy. All right, so the first shade I'm going to go into is I'm going to take this, I hope I pronounce these right, this Sistina. And by the way, I think Nabla is, I think it's an Italian indie brand, I think. Anyway, I got this stuff at Ulta. So, yeah, so I'm going to take this Sistina shade, and I'm using a MAC 275. It's an angled shader brush. And first I'm going to kind of lay down the color where I want it, because I kind of want this shade to kind of connect in with this little bronzer that I put up here on this inner corner. I want it to kind of connect, and I want this to kind of be like the main like shade that you see, like almost like in a transition shade. So I'm just going to kind of like tap this inside this upper socket area, just kind of like right where I know that I want it. I want to go up here with it, and I'm being kind of liberal with it because I want this color to kind of go above everything. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then I'm going to grab this Sonia G. This is a Blender Pro from the Pro series, and I'm just going to blend this out. I'm going to make sure I get the edges, and I'm going to take them out towards the temple. All right, and when I'm doing this, I'm kind of following the arch of my brow in this. So when I'm blending this, I'm kind of pushing this up like towards, like in a kind of a rounded shape, right? And then I'm kind of winging this out here. I'm just kind of feathering it all out towards like the temple. All right, I am working the outer lid, and I grabbed this shade right here, Senorita, and I'm using a Dose of Colors, a shader brush. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more, and I'm just going to tap this on this outer lid right here. I'm gonna feather it in a little bit, not much, just a tiny bit. I wanna keep this right out here, and you'll see that when I go to do my wing, you'll see that I will deepen up this color. And with me, with my hooded eyes, if I bring all of these colors into, you know, the actual, like into my socket crease, because my crease is right here, so I take my shadows above my natural crease so that you will see it when my eyes are open and I'm looking straight ahead. If I put all those colors into the socket crease and blend them all together, it's just going to make this hood so heavy, because all those colors are just going to be sitting right up here. So usually what I do is I have my transition shade, and I usually kind of keep that above. And then everything else, I kind of start like on the lid, and I just kind of work it in like from the outer part, and just kind of work it in and feather it in. And you'll see that most of my colors I usually kept pretty low, like around my, like the wing area. And then sometimes I do like an inverted C, and I bring that into the natural crease, and that's kind of how I add depth. If I brought all those dark colors into the socket crease, all those dark colors would just be up here and just sitting on that hood, and it would make it so heavy. And it's just not a good look with my hooded eyes. All right, moving on. I'm gonna grab we're gonna do the wing now, so I'm super excited. Love this Cremated palette. Oh my word. All right, I know you guys have seen it, but here we go. All right, so I'm trying to remember exactly how I created this smoky shadowing. It was a look that I posted the other day on Instagram. So here we are with the Cremated palette. I know that I dipped into a lot of these grays and just kind of layered and build them up as I went. So I kind of did the layering and building technique, but just like doing the smoky shadowing. So kind of like how I do with my eyeshadows when I kind of apply, blend. It was kind of the same thing I know I did. So I'm going to use this bullet brush. This is a Morphe E36, and I'm taking this Wednesday shade, and then I'm going to go into this shade on top of it. And then I'm just going to try to see if I can remember what I did so I can kind of recreate the look. So I know I started out just kind of sketching out my little shadowing, like as per usual, and just kind of smoke this color up a little bit. I am going to be layering more darker shades in this, but this is like kind of like the base. This is like the transition, I guess, shade, I guess, if you will, for this smoky wing. And then to kind of create the wing tip and to get the alignment as I wanted, I start usually here at my lower lash line, and then I just kind of flick up. And now I've got this little wing tip. And then usually I just kind of bring it back, so whatever the point is, and just kind of draw it back. So you basically are just kind of filling in and connecting. Now I'm using this flat definer brush. I'm going to go into Grave Digger, and I'm going to stamp this right onto the lashes. So I'm going to get this pretty deep into the lashes. I'm going to take this below the other, that first shade. I'm going to keep this pretty close to the lash line. And the same thing, I'm going to follow this up, kind of create that wingtip, and then drag it in and fill it in and connect it. Next, I'm going to use a lighter shade and the deepest shade. I'm going to take this darkest black, and that's going to be closest to the lash line. I'm going to do kind of a little baby wing inside this larger wing, and then I'm going to top it with a really super light gray, and that's going to kind of smoke up on top of this kind of a medium gray, because I want to kind of get that gradient fade of color, you know, kind of like how I do with my eyeshadows, that kind of light to dark. All right, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to take the black, I'm going to use a angled liner brush for this. So following my lower lash line going up, I'm just going to stamp right here, so right above. So almost like this waterline would be continuing on up into a line, which if it were to continue on up, it would be in alignment with like the tail of the brow. So going and stamping right here, and then just kind of making a little wingtip right here, and then drawing that in, filling it in, and connecting it. Now I'm not going to take the black all the way into this inner corner. I want to keep this dark black on this outer section right here. So for this front part, I'm just going to grab one of these mid-tone gray shades and just go in. I always take it like thinner on this inner part, right? And then a little thicker as I get to the outer corner. Right on top of everything. So right on top of like this wing, I'm going to take this lighter gray shade right here and just smoke right on top of the edges of that wing. All right, so I picked up a little bit more of this Senorita shade, and I'm just kind of deepening up this outer corner right here, pretty much right on top of the wing. And I'm just kind of bringing it in a little bit, so almost like in a little inverted C shape. I'm just kind of bringing it in a little bit, keeping this right on top of the wing and this outer corner, and just kind of dragging it in a little bit. And then I'm going to go back to the blending brush and just kind of smooth. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut the crease. I'm using this P. Louise base on this brush. This is in the shade 0. This shade right here, this peachy shade, and I'm going to put that on this front part. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm going to put a little bit on with my finger because it just really, you just get so much better payoff here with the finger. And then I'm going to go back to this brush and just smooth out the edges. I'm going to go into Diamond Ashes right here. And this is the fun part. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. I wanted to do this shade all over the lid like I did for my look the other day, but I also kind of wanted to play in this peachy shade as well. So I'm putting this on this inner corner, and then I'm going to drag this up like I usually do. It's like a signature thing with me. Taking that up there, this inner part, popping this on this inner corner. All right, I did get some magnetic lashes. I picked these up on Amazon. Really cheap. I've never tried them before, so here we go. I'm going to take this magnetic liner. This is what the look looks like, just in case I screw it up with these false eyelashes, because I've never tried these magnetic ones before. It may work, it may not work. It might be a total fail here. I don't know. All right, I got to give it a fair shake. You know, I'm not a fan of false eyelashes to begin with, and this was my first try ever putting on these magnetic lashes. And I will say they're not totally worthless. the user is worthless when it comes to lashes, you know, the installer, the one that put them on. Got my spray and my fan. All right, first time with magnetic eyelashes on. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see. I'm going to kind of play with them, see how long they stay on, see how they come off, all that. I'll report that on my next video. So yes, that completes the look. If you guys like what you've seen, if you guys pick something up, if you guys like me, I'd love it if you guys would join me. Hit the subscribe button on your way out of town. And that's it. I love you all, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys all in my next one.